Hi guys and welcome. My name is Vanessa and today we're going to do a little Q&A style. I've been getting some questions lately that I want to answer here in a bit more full length so that you can get a deeper understanding and so that I can answer the questions properly. So I've been getting questions about how to be an embodiment of love in a world of chaos, in a world filled with a lot of different kinds of intentions. Some are bad, and in a world filled with a lot of challenges and contrast. So, especially in the spiritual community, I know that a lot of people have this deep, deep, deep desire to be a true, full embodiment of love. And it's such a noble cause, it's such a noble desire. And ultimately, we all want to be, a proper, full embodiment of true unconditional love, because at the essence, that's what we all really are. This is the home that we want to return to, is back to our true nature, back to our real essence, being the beacon of light, the full expression of the life force energy that we all truly are. So what we're seeing in the world is just a lot of purging and deprogramming right now of everything that is not that. And the question of how can we be a true embodiment of unconditional love in a world where there is still a lot of chaos, there is still a lot of war, there's still a lot of people with not so good intentions. And I can understand the question very well, because it can also stem from, if you've experienced betrayal, if you've experienced people having done harm towards you, if you've experienced trauma, if you've experienced, being on the receiving end of people with not so good intentions, it can be hard to just immediately step into like, well, I'm just going to love them because we're all source, and if we're all source, then we can just all love each other, including everyone who's, done bad. So let me take a second to just get around this a little bit. When it comes to being a true embodiment of unconditional love, we need to start with ourselves first. It's very common to want to bypass ourselves and just think of, how can I be more forgiving? How can I be more compassionate? How can I be more loving towards others? And skipping the first step of having to do that for yourself. You need to do it for yourself first. This is super, 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 super important. And I want to share with you a little story where I had a realization about this. I was at a silent meditation retreat, and it was very needed. I was going through a lot of pressure at the time, and I was working a lot, and I needed this time to sort of reset. And I had also intentions of, how can I show up better in the world? How can I be more forgiving? How can I be more compassionate? How can I be more loving? And in that space of silence, what became obvious to me was how hard my inner critic was, and how unloving and how much lack of compassion I had towards myself. And that was the limiting factor. The more loving you are towards yourself, the more compassionate that you are towards yourself first, the more loving and compassionate you can be towards others. You really, really, really have to start with yourself first. If you skip this step and you bypass the inner work that you need to do, you bypass all of the healing and the lessons that you need, and you want to skip straight to being forgiving, being compassionate, being loving towards others who've possibly even hurt you, then you will feel this inner sense of betrayal. There's like something missing, there's something lacking, and it may not even feel authentic either. But if you've had the chance to heal yourself first, to love yourself up, to grow and expand and evolve from the situation, from whatever happens that may have involved someone who were not the kindest, then you have gained what you needed to gain from that situation. And that person, however evil or bad they were, served their purpose in your life. Because everyone has a purpose. Even the bad people, the evil people in our lives, they serve a purpose to have you grow, to have you expand, to have you evolve in your own spiritual evolution. So if you're able to see the positive in the situation, if you're able to heal, if you're able to become a better person, if you're able to increase your knowledge, to learn, then you have gained, you found the golden nugget from that experience that was orchestrated for you, by you, with you. You create your own reality with your beliefs. You are a co-creator of your reality. So if you're able to gain that from any negative situation, from any bad experience, then you are a step ahead. Then it's anything that happens to you is an advantage. And if anything that happens to you is an advantage from that place where you filled your cup with self-love, you filled your cup with self-compassion and healing and transformation and growth, then it becomes possible for you to forgive another, to have compassion towards another, to have unconditional love towards another. Because ultimately, hurt people. They have their pain, they have their trauma. There's always a reason behind what their actions, which doesn't justify them, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it okay. But from that place of inner healing, it becomes easier to forgive others. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to forgive absolutely everyone, but it gives the potential for the possibility. Because ultimately, when you forgive someone, you're not liberating them, you're liberating yourself. So you're actually doing yourself a favor when you forgive someone else genuinely, authentically. So for anyone who is on the spiritual path and want to be more of an embodiment of true unconditional love, which we're all in here to do together, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about frequency, about your inner state, around how you can embody different energies, how you can grow from situations, how you can grow from difficult situations, send me your comments, let me know below, message me on Instagram or here, wherever, and I will happily make more videos about them. It's always a pleasure to show up for you guys, and I love your questions, so don't hesitate reaching out, and I will see you in the next video.